Well, thank you very much. I think it's an absolute pleasure to have you here, and you look very good today, Chetan. I must say your outfit is really
Thank you for
nice.
your styling.
Yes. Okay. So, moving on with the reason why we are here today. We're here to officially bring to Chennai one Indian girl.
How many of you have read at least one of my books? At least one. Whoa, okay. Good, good. So for those who have read, see, I'd written a lot of books. I've been wanting to write I wanted to challenge myself. And one of the big challenges for a man is to understand a woman. And I don't know why you clapping, I've not understood them. I wanted to do this 7 years ago, actually. But I didn't have the confidence, you know. I have millions of readers now, and the books have been successful. So you do something different, and if it doesn't work, then people will say, hey, yaar, what has he done? Why the whole, you know, all your past reputation gets damaged. So I was very scared also. I wanted to do it, but I was very scared to do it. So I told myself 10 years as a writer, and then I will have the experience. So 2004, 5 Point Someone came out, my first book, and 2014, Half Girlfriend was my previous book. 2014 was 10 years. I said it's now or never. If I do it now, it'll happen. If I don't, it'll never happen. So I said I'll do it. And that's how One Indian Girl was born. And the main work was research. And the main research was on women. So I spoke to 100 women. I made a mental thing. Until I talk to 100 women, I will not start this book. So that was my research. The rest of the things in the book actually didn't need research. The girl Radhika works in Goldman Sachs investment banking. She is doing the same job that I had. Exact same job. So that was easy then. She's getting married in Punjabi wedding. I know Punjabi wedding because, you know. So that became easy that way. But the 100 women I spoke to, these were women I know, my wife, ex-girlfriends, girls I wanted to be my girlfriend but didn't become girlfriends. Anybody and everybody I'd known. Then women I didn't know also. Sometimes I'll go in a flight, Indigo I'm going, I'll go back, I'll talk to the Indigo flight attendants. Hey, I'm writing this book. Can you help me? You know, what are the challenges you face as a working woman? What are the things? So from there, slowly the story was born, and then this book came about.
That's wonderful to hear, Chetan. My next question to you will be this. So, what is it that you had to do? How far did you go? And how did you put together One Indian Girl?
So it's hard, you know. Even if you talk to 100 women, what you find is every woman is different, right? So it's hard to really generalize and say, bhai, this is women. That's why the book is called One Indian Girl. It's not every Indian girl. It's not any Indian girl. It's one Indian girl. One of the things I found, I'll just give you one, there were many things like this, but I'll give you one example. So when you're writing in first person, you have to write the character and the thoughts also, right? So for women, it was a little different from men. So first, women say something. Oh, you are looking really nice. This dress is really nice. So that's the dialogue, okay? But then the thought in her head is, actually she's not looking so nice, okay? That's the thought. But then there's another layer of guilt. You shouldn't be thinking like this. And that's the guilt layer, which a lot of women have. That became a triple track. If you read this book, there is a triple track in Radhika's voice. What she speaks, what she thinks, and then there's something called the mini-me, which is like the critic, which is like the mother's voice, the guilty voice, which keeps telling her that you are bad. And you have, because somehow women, and we will discuss this later, feel a lot of guilt. Women are always feeling guilty. Working women are feeling guilty. Non-working are feeling guilty. Young women are feeling guilty. They feel they're too fat. They're not good enough moms. They're not good enough at work. Just their life is guilt. Not all, but many do. So that is what gave the foundation of the book. Then for some things I had to do, not to understand women, but to write it. So I had a waxing scene in the book. Kumar Vel, my friend here, has natural salon, so he will appreciate. I'm sure you offer that service. So how do I write a waxing scene? So the best way was to get the waxing done. So I went to a salon, a parlor, and I said, please do it. And it's really painful. If you've never done it in your entire life and you don't even know what it is, it really hurts. Even now when I think, what happened to me, my God. But that helped me write the waxing scene in the book. So I've gone to different lengths, literally blood, sweat and tears for this book.
Thank you very much, Chetan. That's very interesting to know. Out of curiosity, is everything in the book based on your experience? And I mean everything in the book.
I don't know what you mean by everything. What? I think you mean something. I don't think you mean everything.
You know what I'm talking about, Chetan.
I don't know what
Now that you've written a book on women, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But is everything in the book based on your experience?
No, I'm a very Pavam boy. So, in Chennai, I don't want to get into trouble. Some in-laws will be sitting in the audience somewhere.
Okay, let's move on to my next question, which is this. Chetan, in today's world, do you actually think for working or independent women, it is difficult to find love when you have a successful profession or vice versa? Is it actually an issue that they face?
Yeah, so the core thing about the story is that, a lot of times when a woman, what has happened in society? We have provided opportunities to women, okay? So you can go to a good college, you can get a good job, you can open business, you can become CEO also. That's great and it should happen. And that's happened to a certain extent. But when a woman becomes successful, we don't know what to do with her. We still ask, what kind of daughter-in-law will she be? What kind of wife will she be? What kind of mother will she be? In North we say, can she make rotis? Here they must be saying, can she make dosas? They don't ask that to guy, right? If a man is a very successful architect, they will never ask him, but can he make dosa? But to a woman, but can she work in the kitchen? And that is very odd. And that's happening because we have given the opportunities for women to rise. But social structure doesn't know what to do with women who are achievers. We don't know yet. So Radhika's mother is that tradition in the book. She says, the first time Radhika says, mom, I got so much bonus. And she makes a lot of money. She makes like in crores. Yeah, I got 1 crore, whatever. First reaction of mom is, who will marry you now? How will I find boy for you? For a girl who makes so much money, where do I find a boy? And then when the mother is putting a matrimonial ad, the mother says, don't write your salary or your position. Just say you work in financial services. Otherwise, good boys won't apply. They will not apply. Now, will you ever do that to a man's bio? You will say he's such a big position, he's so and so. So at that moment, Radhika says, Mom, when I was growing up, Dad, when I was a little kid, used to take me to the bus stop and say, Beta, you grow up, you can do anything in life. And now I've done everything. And now you are saying, don't tell the world that you are an achiever. And that I thought is very interesting, where success almost becomes a drawback. Success means penalty. And I thought that will at least make a good story, will make people think. And even though Radhika makes a lot of money, anybody can relate to her because the thought process is the same.
Thank you very much, Chetan. With that, I will put forth my last question to you before we open the Q&A to the audience. My question is this. Now that you've written a book on one Indian girl, what is your take on feminism? Can you please tell us, according to you, or what is it that we should understand when we say the word? What is it that we're talking about when we use the term feminism?
Okay, so before I go, how many of you are feminists here? Okay, so you see the audience, maybe 5% of girls have raised their hands. Do you find that strange? Feminism is a movement to give women rights, but only 5% women have raised their hand. Let me ask you guys first. Why didn't you girls raise your hand, or why do you think girls didn't raise their hand when I asked, are you a feminist? Why you are not feminist? Or why do you think girls didn't believe they are feminists? Anybody who wants to answer? Just your guess. Why do you think girls here didn't raise their hand? Women's rights movement, no, it gets you rights. But women are saying, I'm not a feminist. Why do you think it is? Any guess?
Please, go ahead.
You raised your hand, right?
Do we
You
have a
raised your
mic?
hand, it's okay. But most people didn't. Why do you think they didn't? Take the mic and say your name and tell me what you do and all that.
My name is Chandni. I'm an MBA student, and I guess people like girls did, they fear to accept that they're feminist, or they're not ready to become feminist because I guess society doesn't accept them. Like whatever they do, people ask them, how can you do like this? Don't you feel shame, or don't you have any kind of anything like whatever they do?
Chandni, what is your take? Did you raise your hand when he asked the same question? Did you raise your hand?
Yeah.
You did. I would like to know, like, from your point of view, or for those who did not raise your hand, why is it that you didn't raise your hand?
I did raise my hand.
Why didn't
Why didn't you raise your hand?
No, I did raise my
You
hand.
did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody who didn't raise their hand?
Anybody who did?
Why, ma'am, why don't you consider yourself a feminist?
Okay, see, feminism is again a word creating a difference. We don't want that. I can call myself, I'm not a feminist, but I'm a person working towards anti-sexism. I just want that in
Why
a
do
nation.
you say I'm not a feminist?
Because it again creates a feeling of, whether it's superiority or inferiority. It might create something depending upon the people. So I just, feminism, people might complain, people might, judge other women who are,
Oh.
actually feminists. Even men can become feminists, okay? Even people might start judging them, but that's not actually the word. It should
Why
be
you
towards
didn't raise your hand, right? You raised my hand. You are a feminist. Are you? You are? Now everybody is becoming. That's good, huh? But you didn't raise your hand. Okay. Let me tell you. And this is the same thing that happened. Wherever I went, whenever I was researching, those 100 women also, girls said, I'll help you with the book. But I'm not a feminist. Now, feminism is a movement to give women more rights. So how can you have, supposing we had a movement that Indians should get more rights. Will Indians say, I'm not in that movement? No. But how come majority of women are not? So I realized that the word has some confusion around it. A lot of misunderstanding. And a certain image around it, which girls don't want. And that is a few set of women who believe they are hyper-feminists. Extra feminism. In religion also you can have fundamentalist. And you can have normal person who goes to temple once a month. And then you can have people who are going and keeping fast and doing fundamentalist kind of religion. It can happen in any movement. And those people may not even like this book because this is more real. They are saying in this book, when Radhika has a breakup, this man she is living with for 2 years breaks up with her on WhatsApp. Just mainly because she is earning more than him now. She's devastated. She begs him to come back. She's crying. So a hyper-feminist may say, how come he be a feminist? Women are supposed to be strong. We don't need a man. But that's not real. You cannot not be human. You cannot be. Why is she checking her phone to see if the boyfriend has called or not? Then she's not feminist. I disagree with that. And that's okay. They think some way, I think differently. I think you can still be a girl, which is somebody who wants to look nice for a guy, check her, whatever it is you are. But still be a feminist, because you can still say, but I want to work and I don't want my parents to push me to get married. I want to work and I don't want my mother-in-law to call me names that you're not doing this at home. That's also feminism. And that's something people don't know. Feminism is a very broad subject. Female feticide is feminism. Sending girls to school is feminism. Consent is feminism. this book's work-life balance is feminism. So there is confusion because it's so big. And then the degree to which you are a feminist is also there. But every girl needs to be. In a village, feminism is let our girls go to school. In a small town in India, feminism might be Sunday women will not cook. We go out to eat. Feminism. Because a woman wants that. In the US, in the New York, feminism could be let our women become CEOs. And that's their feminism. Now who's right? If only a small set of feminists will not decide. Feminism can be democratic, no? The average girl also must have a view that I want these things, I'm okay with these things. And that collective average is what is real feminism. What is feminism that has come from that will become a big movement. Otherwise it will remain this 5%. And they are also confused that what exactly it is. So I've tried to bring that out. And of course it's difficult because I'm a man. So sometimes people say, how can a guy do it? But if you're a writer, you observe things and you can write about it. So I just wanted to tell you that that's the thought at which I've written this book.
Thank you very much, Chetan. Okay, and now it's time for all our friends from the audience. This is your opportunity to put forth your questions. So how many of you would like to ask Mr. Bhagat a question? I would request you to try and keep it related to the book because today One Indian Girl is what we're talking about. Please introduce yourselves and please ask only one question because we're running out of time. Let's begin here.
Hi. Wait. We'll fix the mic.
Is his mic on, please?
My name is Avinash and I'm working in a TCS.
Keep this.
Actually, sorry, I want to ask him in the author's point of view. It is not related to the book, but as an author, when you want to put forward your point, or if you want to narrate a story to your audience, how do you plan it? I mean, how do you draft it? You will have an introduction and you will have a interval and you have a climax. And in between these things, you will try to build up the emotions in the character.
Yeah.
So how...
You want the magician to reveal the secrets.
No, because actually even I wrote a story.
Yeah. So if you see, the basics of novel writing, a lot of resources are there on the internet. Every author is different. Some people write fantasy like Harry Potter, some people like mythology. I write about real people. All my books are about social issues.
Yep.
All. So I start with a social issue, then I do my research, then I form my own view. It's not just social issue. It's not just feminism, understanding feminism. What do I think about feminism? What do I think differently about it? Because if I'm just writing what is there, then there is nothing to say. Whatever I told you before this, that is my take on feminism. You may not agree, some may not agree, that is my take. Now my job is to create a story that tells this point of view to the maximum number of people. So from there I'll create a character. So my character is a girl who's like this feminism. And then from there the story comes. And then of course there is a beginning, there is a middle, there is an end, there is a climax. Yes, all those rules are there.
Yeah, because I just want to know how you build an emotion, because I wrote a story and it just lasted only for 10
Emotions
pages.
have to be real. For me,
Yeah.
it takes a lot to write because you have to put a piece of yourself. Otherwise, people can tell if the emotions are real or not. If Radhika is crying, I'm crying. If Radhika is laughing, I'm laughing. So you become so absorbed in your character. That is why I do that waxing. I know it sounds stupid, but at that time, I'm living like that. Now, most of my books, it was another guy, so it's very simple. But now I'm writing as a girl. So I had to feel that as much as possible. So yeah, okay, others, let's give a chance. Yeah.
So we have a very little boy here, Chetan.
Okay.
If you can answer his question.
Hi, my name is Rohan,
How old are you?
14.
Okay.
So I just wanted to ask a question. It's not related to this single book. It's
Okay.
related to all the 7 fictional books. So all your books are based on numbers, like half girlfriend, one Indian girl, one night at the call center. Was it because you were an engineer, you had the inspiration to
Yeah.
include numbers?
I come
to that?
from engineering and banking background. So it's my memory of numbers. But I'll tell you one trick. If any other author has written 7 books, you'll not be able to remember all the 7 books. But because of the numbers, you can quickly remember. So it's my way to keep all the books in memory of people. You just have to remember the number 5, 5 point someone. 2, 2 states. Like that.
That's a brilliant question. Thank you. Please pass on the mic.
Keep sitting and ask. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm Monica and I'm working as in IT industry. And my question is, what is the triggering point that made you to write this book on feminism or something?
See, I was writing in a girl's voice. Now, I could have made a story about like a girl detective or some other issue. She just happens to be a girl, but it can be on anything. But I felt it won't work. I'll only do it once. I'll only like get one chance to do it. So if I'm writing in a girl's voice, let me write about feminism. I've written some columns on women. I write columns in newspapers and they got a very good response. So from there I got the confidence that I'll understand these issues and do it. Like I said, all books are on issues. I write about issues that affect everybody. But they are not breaking news. So education system in 5 point someone. It's not breaking news, but it's very important. So I get a chance to do that in a story. Same feminism, it's not breaking news, but it's important. So I do a book on that and hopefully that connects with people. Yeah.
Another one, please.
Next. You give maximum people a chance, no? Give the mic back.
I can ask something about the book, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. What made Debu come to Radhika so suddenly?
Okay, I don't want to reveal the story. You know,
Okay, is
because
there
lot
a
of-
part 2? Is
No,
there
there's
a
no-
part 2?
I don't know. I've never done part 2s. But I like to leave some things to people's imagination. What is real life? Real life, everything doesn't end perfectly. Some things end and some mystery remains. So that's what I try to do. Can we have a volunteer for taking the mic around, you know?
Sir,
Yeah.
I am Sri Vaidya Raghavan, studying 12th grade. So, who inspired you to become a writer?
Actually, I had a really bad boss. I was working in a bank. I had a very bad boss. He didn't give me a promotion. I was deserving of it. He didn't give. I am very thankful to him because I would have got a 10% raise. I would have been happy. But I didn't get, so I was very angry. So I did a LBDN strategy. Look busy, do nothing in office. So I did that, and that's created 5 point someone. I never thought at that time that this book will be so popular or people will read it. But I did it just to take revenge on him. I wish I had a big noble purpose, but there was only revenge in my mind.
Sir, one more question.
No, we just give one to each other, not.
Yes, please
Because there's
pass
so
on
many
the
people.
mic. Just keep it to one
Yeah.
question.
Can you let him go, please? And yeah.
Sir, it's not a question. I just want to say my name is Radhika, and whenever you're using the term, it gives goosebumps to me. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, I know Radhika is a fairly like it's in Chennai you have Radhikas, a lot of them. All my books. Anybody's read a lot of my books? All my books, the main character is named after Krishna. So it's Hari in 5 point someone, Sham, One Night Call Center, Govind, 3 Mistakes, Krish, 2 States, Gopal, Revolution, and Half Girlfriend Madhav. And here it's a girl. So it had to be Radhika. And there is Brijesh. Brijesh is Krishna. Because crores of people read the book. And 7 books, and each book has hundreds of times Krishna's name is mentioned. So because of me, some 700 crore times Krishna's name has been taken in this world. So, just a small. So you are Radhika, so she's Radhika because it had to be Krishna and Radhika.
Hi, I'm Manimori, research scholar. Which book was close to your heart?
It
apart
always,
from 2 States, and don't be biased,
this one,
every book is close to your heart.
no, it's not 2 States actually. 2 States actually when I wrote, I don't know how it became so successful because a lot of people including my wife said, what are you writing? Who cares about this? Such a normal story. This one, it always is the latest one. It's like the latest baby. All the other books people have read, they have accepted. They like, this book needs nurturing. I have to go out there, tell people about it. And I'm very proud of this book. I don't know, I've reached a different stage as a writer. Neither praise or criticism matters so much. I'm writing for myself now. And I've written for myself, and yet people have liked the book a lot. So that's really good. It's not a book I wrote like, this will sell, I'll write a sequel to Two States, it will sell. I didn't know I'll be able to do it. But like people here are telling it's selling more than the business is more than Half Girlfriend. So I'm very happy about this.
Happy about this, which is close to your heart.
This one.
This one is the one.
Because it's a female character. So, I can actually fall in love with my character this time. Male characters, how you can fall? I can't, at least. Some people can, but I can't. Radhika, I'm in love with her. I created the ideal woman. So.
Hi, and why you did not give the exact climax in this book?
Yeah. So, because.
You have made the.
Again, I don't want to reveal the ending. One is I want people to imagine. And Radhika grows as a person. She doesn't need them anymore. And that's true feminism. She just evolves. Now, that doesn't mean she doesn't need them, means she will never have anyone. But it's on her terms. There is some promise shown, but it's her choice now. She's no longer dependent. She's no longer needy for love. And I struggled a lot with this ending. If you're reading the book, every reader feels, how will he end this one? Because it really you don't know what's going to happen. In fact, I was going to put a page in the middle of the book, a blank page, at that moment when she has to choose, and almost going to say, dear reader, what would you have done? I almost put it, but then I felt it will be a little gimmicky, so I didn't put. But I think you feel that. But the ending came from women only, from very strong women. I said, just leave it at an open ending. Again, I don't want to reveal and spoil it, but it's a different ending from my other books, yes.
Let's take the next question.
Sir, I'm Priyam Bose and I'm doing PhD. Sir, you said that from your research, you find that every woman has different layers of guilt. Same thing was for the men too. Do they have different layers of guilt? Was the observation?
No, men don't feel that much guilt. Men think they are perfect. See what happens. Mothers tell their boys, Mera Raja Beta. I don't know, what do they say in Tamil? Mera Raja Beta will become what? My Kanmani or whatever, right? See, little bit.
Chellapayan, you call it Chellapayan.
Chella?
Payan.
Okay. So, that's the boy. My boy is a prince. And the boy grows up thinking, I'm a prince, yeah. I'll find a woman. I want a wife who will take care of me. In fact, there is a moment in the book. Radhika is she fights with the boyfriend. She goes in a flight and the flight attendant takes care of her. And she puts a blanket. And she says, oh, this is what is a wife. I also want a wife. Every woman wants a wife. If a man wants that kind of wife, even women would like to have. No, why not? So men don't have that guilt. Look at it another way. Look at beauty, okay? I know Bollywood actresses now. When they have to go out for an event or party, how much does the makeup person cost? In Bombay, 40,000. Hair is separate. This is just makeup. Hair another 40,000. I'm not joking. For one evening. Stylist another 40,000. 1.5 lakhs. Then the girl is ready to step out. Okay? Then they step out. Photograph is taken. That photograph is photoshopped, airbrushed, lighting changed, color change, color correction, filters, and it's printed in the magazine. What do young girls see? They see magazines all around them. All little girls grow up thinking that. Okay? And then they see in the mirror and say, I don't look like that. I have hair over here. Girls do, little bit. They don't look like that. Are girls growing up seeing pictures of female scientists, female engineers, female doctors? No. They are growing up seeing this perfection, which is spent lakhs to create that illusion. It's not perfection, it's illusion. But they feel I don't look like this, so I'll feel guilty about my body. And that's it. Men don't have that pressure. I've just come like this to my launch. I've not done makeup. You've done, for sure. I've not done. And I don't feel, you don't, but if she, and that's something. I was researching this and I was like, if I had to think about my looks 5 times a day, how am I looking? How am I looking? How would I ever write? How would I ever think creatively? Because I'm always thinking, is my hair okay? Is my face okay? Is my dress okay? Arre? So guilt will form there. That's one layer of guilt. So similarly, the women are made to grow up in a society where guilt comes in. So it takes a very strong woman and a very strong upbringing for a girl to feel, no, I'm fine as I am. And it's very important, but so, okay.
Sir.
Let's move on to the next question.
Sir, my name is S. Naveen. I'm agriculturist. After reading your One Indian Girl book, I have heard that does true love exist? Does true love exist?
Does true love exist?
Yes,
Who broke your heart, Baba? What happened?
No.
Something happened. What happened? She left you or she didn't agree? She left.
She never felt my love.
She never?
Felt my love.
She never felt your love. Sorry. But if she didn't, I know it feels right now that she's the only one, but trust me, there are many more women in this world. Really. Sometimes when you love someone, you feel they are the one. I can't be without this person. You know what I call it? One-itis. Like you have a disease, gastroenteritis. The one-itis. Don't have one-itis. She left you, it's her loss. You're a very cute looking boy, And one day, many girls, in my college and all, they never gave me any bhav or what they call in Hindi, I don't know how to say it. They never agreed to meet me or come out with me for a coffee. Now they're married to such boring men. I call them. I said, imagine if you had come for coffee with me that day. How different your life would be. I would have written a book on you, made a movie on you. Hota hai. Chalo. Okay, next.
Let's have the next question.
It does exist. It exists. You will find it. Sometimes it takes time.
Just stay patient.
Okay, so my name is Anurag here. Now, many people write about change, like of course your book that's based on feminism. People write articles, people write columns in newspapers about a change. So let's face it, we are Indians, we all know problems, we all know solutions, but we don't apply it in our real life. So according to you, how can the change of feminism or all your books that you wrote about various other topics achieved? Like, what do you think is a change and how do you think you can achieve that?
See, every change is slow. It's such a big country. It's not something overnight it'll come. In the case of feminism, I can say that the term only is misunderstood. And the girls then, a lot of women have similar issues. They need that common platform. Everybody doesn't want people to push them that you get married when we're married. Many girls here feel that way, all nodding their heads now. But they don't have any common platform to talk about those issues. So first step is to make them aware of the concept. That's all I'm trying to do in this particular case. And then change happens when does change happen? When people want change to happen. So you have to slowly work on society. A writer can influence. Then policymakers make policies. Lawmakers make laws for women. So a lot of things need to happen together. But mostly it will happen when women want it. First thing I need to change is women have to say, I'm not feminist. If that changes a little bit, how many of you are feminists? See, number has increased now. So if that happens, then, that's good. And hopefully after reading this book, everybody will be. Yeah. You are also feminist? Good. You should be. All men should also be feminists.
Yeah.
Yes.
When is this One Indian Girl coming as a movie?
I see. Oh, movie we will make. But it's still in the early days. We are still launching the book. And movie projects require a lot of money, a lot of people's time, dates. So it's very complicated. So it will happen. right now I am going to be judged on Half Girlfriend. It will come in May next year, the movie with Arjun and Shraddha. If that movie is a hit, I'll get money to make this movie. If that movie doesn't work, then we don't know. It really works like that. It's like you get to play on the table if you win. So I won with the last one, 2 states, I got to make Half Girlfriend. Half Girlfriend, then you get to make this. So it's a little funny business that way.
Hi, hello, I'm Mrs. Anandi here. Are you really romantic in your life?
Yeah, I think so. I'm a writer. I write fiction. I write love stories. I think I am romantic. I'm a very practical guy also. So I'm very practical romantic.
I envy your wife then.
Thank you.
Because in the beginning, every man will be romantic. As the days go by, they'll have the pressure to yearn for the family. So when we ask in the beginning, you said, I love you thrice a day. As the days go by, they say, no, we have to
What
work.
happened, ma'am? So till say you are saying something from the...
My experience.
I know. That's true. That's true. I try not to be that way, but yeah, over time, ma'am, ghar ki murgi dal barabar. You know, it happens a little bit. Okay, we'll do last 3 questions because we have to keep moving.
Hi sir, I'm Arun Srinivasan. To me, you're my Taleva. So, Taleva, let me ask my question. How do you relate feminism or this book, One Indian Girl, with Mrs. Bhagat, I mean Anusha?
To Anusha. Well, Anusha was one of the readers of this book. Obviously, I'll ask her to read. She liked the book a lot. She read it only after I had finished it. She never thought I'll be able to do it. Because when she read it, she said the same thing. I can't believe a man has written it. And then she asked me, how do you know women so well? And I said, I'm a writer. It's my job to know. I'll write a murderer story. I'll know a murderer well. So this is just women. But, she's is an example. Like, I left my job. She was working. So we've had a role reversal of sorts. And she continued to work. And I was a writer. At that time, I didn't have income and all that. So it's something which we have seen, And I think she's a feminist. But she's not a hardcore feminist also. She is normal. And I think she's always believed she's educated and an achiever. She actually has worked in a bank too. So yeah, I think she's one of the people who was an important influence in the book, obviously. Yeah.
Well, Chetan, I think you very rightly said this is the land of your in-laws. We're very interested in your personal life.
I know. Here they will ask a lot.
Yes, I hope you understand that. Let's move on to the next question.
Hi, sir. I'm Ashwin. I work with Amazon. So I'm basically a person who believes in gender equality. I believe that women they also have a right to achieve so much as what men do. Thing is, when I go tell it out in public, and I say it to a guy, he gives me this weird look. And when I say it to a girl, they'll be like, oh, yeah, so cute. So what do you think should change according to you, what do you think the change should happen in the mentality of men?
Yeah. See, change will not come easily. There is such deep entrenched beliefs about what a traditional man should be, what a traditional girl should be, that we don't know. We want women, chalo beta, you do whatever, you become an achiever. But then we still expect कि बहू तो ऐसी होनी चाहिए. Men say, I want a simple girl. Pavam girl. Yeah. What is simple? What is complicated? If you open matrimonial pages, it says we want a homely girl. How many of you are homely? What does it even mean? It means submissive. Somebody who listens. Somebody who doesn't run away and has a role. And that's because do you ever say I need a homely boy? Or just a simple boy? No. So I think that needs to change and it'll take time. Let me ask some of the elderly people here. Ma'am, what do you think? How do we deal with this feminism? How do we deal with achieving women and versus what needs to change in society?
I think
Little louder, yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of expectations about women. Men expect a lot from them. they think even if they are educated, they are equal to them, they have to be one step lower than them at home. Outside, whatever they be, but when they enter the home, they have to be one step lower than them. They're not happy. That is the
But what would you tell the women of today? We are telling them to achieve, do MBA, become engineer.
Right. They have to maintain a kind of a balance. If they want to have peace at home, they have to have that balance maintained. When they step out, when they are there in whichever position they are, they can be. At home, they have to have a little bit of give and take. That balance should be maintained.
Okay, nice. Thank you. Okay, one last one. Last.
Yeah. Hi, this is Bharat here. When are we going to see Chetan Bhagat as a director?
Director of a movie? Yeah. I've seen it, I've been on the sets of Half Girlfriend. I'm co-producing. I'm co-producer of Half Girlfriend. I like that job because there's a lot of numbers and budgets and all that. Direction is very hard. Do you know, every day average shooting shift is 12 hours. You know how much of film is taken in that 12 hours? 90 seconds. Imagine how boring it is. Whole day, 12 hours, you get 90 seconds of film. So I don't have that patience. Plus, in movie industry, you have to do a lot of nakras. Heroine hasn't come. Heroine is late. In my book, I type, heroine, I'll kill the heroine if I have to. But there is the real person. So it's a very different. I have worked with good directors. Give them the story, they make it. Give them any support they need. But I want to live long. That job will give me a heart attack. It's a very difficult job. Okay, guys, shall we keep moving along? What next?
Very much. I'm sorry, we're.
No, because we have to do a little reading. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Chetan. My name is Ananya actually, and this is your 10th year as a writer, so congrats, and you're facing your own success in film industry and also.
Speak louder and closer.
This is your 10th year as a writer, so congrats, and you've had a successful career as an investment banker, and you've had success in film industry as well. And you said this now or never moment has occurred for you for One Indian Girl. When is that moment for your memoir? Can we expect your memoir any sooner? And I read 4 books of yours, and there's always a flavor of you. Like Tuesday is based on yours and Anusha's story, and your experience in Fight and Summon. So when can we expect your memoir?
Memoir is like my own autobiography.
Yes. Now you can say why you can speak out with your own voice instead of speaking.
It will be banned. Or it will be censored so much that there will be only 2 pages will come out. Rest will be black. No. See, I mean jokes. I don't know. I still have life left, hopefully. And life, I want to do other things. I'm still not, it's still interval. I think my journey, I sometimes don't know what happened to me. I don't know. I go to that bookstore, I see thousands of books. Why is my book selling the most? It's difficult. And that's something I'm trying to understand. This is going to be another chapter in my life. And I'm trying to understand that. Once that chapters are done, then maybe I'll do it.
Don't you think it will inspire others? I mean, you followed your passion, you gave up your career.
I might. But then my memoir is not going to be I'm so great, I'm so great. Mine will be like good and bad.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much, Chetan Bhagat. With this, here is the. It seems like we have a lot of issues with the sound system here today. Can I have another mic, please? Sure. Okay, thank you very much. So here's the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time to officially bring One Indian Girl to our Singara Chennai, as we call it.
If you can catch it, that's your luck. And if those who catch it are going to fall in love very soon. So,
you better be right about this, Chetan.
Are you going to jump over?
I'm not jumping, I'm standing right here.
Okay. So, here you go, guys.
Okay, launched into the crowd. So here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. One Indian Girl by Mr. Chetan Bhagat. Let's have a huge round of applause, please.
Thank you.
Let's have one more book, please. Indian girl. So we need one Indian girl.
I'll get Lakshmi. Come here. Come. I'll have my friend Lakshmi's here.
One more copy of the book, please.
Open page 13. 13. Chapter 2. How I do my reading is a little different. I don't like I read it like a scene, like a dialogue. And normally I read the male dialogue and the narrative. Because this time it's a female voice. Because she'll be reading the female dialogue and the narrative. So I'll just explain to her for 30 seconds before we start.
Okay, in the 30 seconds that they plan, once again for all those of you who've not yet bought your copy of One Indian Girl, this is to let you know that today is that one day where you can buy your book. We have the counter right here, exclusively for all of you. And I'm sure you know the book is not priced much either. So please grab your copy of the book. Today you can get it signed by the man who wrote it. We have Mr. Chetan Bhagat here. So this is an opportunity for you to take home a signed copy today. So for all those of you who have not yet bought your copy of One Indian Girl, we've got a counter here. Come forward, buy your book. You can get it signed as well. And maybe get a selfie as well for later.
Okay, we're ready, I think. So this is a very simple starting of the book scene. Radhika the story is in flashback, but this is the beginning where she has finally agreed to an arranged marriage. She's getting married to a little bit boring guy, Brijesh. But you know, the Brijesh is trying to get to know her. It's arranged marriage. So they are having a wedding in Goa. So it's a destination wedding and they're going for a walk in the evening to talk. He works in Facebook and you know, they're just having a chit chat a little bit. So we'll start reading from the So You Just Arrived, the second para. So go for it. Keep the mic close.
So you just arrived yesterday.
Can you hear her? Yeah, speak a little louder.
So you just arrived yesterday from San Francisco?
Yeah, landed last night. I wanted to maximize my leave. 1 week for the wedding, a couple of days after that at home in Mumbai, then Bali for our honeymoon. Used it all up, actually.
The word honeymoon caused a jolt in me. Mini-me woke up again. Honeymoon. After a dozen odd Skype calls and meeting once a day over a day trip. A week in Bali with this man I'm walking next to. Will we be naked? Stop it, Radhika. Focus on the moment. Must be tiring, flying so much.
I saw you not tired anymore.
I smiled. The man is trying. Maybe I should too. Brijesh smiled back. He had innocent, teacher's pet eyes. How's Facebook?
I had a busy month. Just finished an enterprise project. So much work, front-end interfaces, back-end systems, underlying APIs.
APIs?
Application program interface. Set of routines, protocols, and tools for building software applications. How software components interact, basically.
I nodded, having understood not a word.
You have no idea what I'm talking about, right?
I laughed.
I know. Not the most exciting job in the world.
Come on, you work at Facebook. It's quite cool.
People think it's Facebook, so there's nothing to do. We post pictures all day or something.
I am sure it is pretty high-tech behind the scenes. Should I talk about more personal stuff? He will happily discuss computer code for 2 hours if I let him. Radhika, take control.
Okay, I think I'll stop here. Rest you read at home. Thank you so much, Lakshmi, for coming. India. English books, I write English books and everybody cannot read them, so I also do movies. And I want to be more involved in making a movie, not just writing, marketing, casting, everything. So I think producer is a good way.
Sir, you have written a lot about the women marriage and system. What's your opinion on honor killing and acid attacks on women based on the one step?
Who can have a good opinion? I mean, this is a horrible thing that happens. And crimes against women happen in societies where rights of women are not given respect. That is why things like feminism and all are important. We need to understand them. I think a lot of confusion about it. And these are wrong things.
In the younger Indian society, do you see any changes in the marriage system there? And what you
I think youngsters are more looking for a partner now, and they are trying out different things. They're trying living in, they're trying dating. All those things are very common now.
What's your opinion on talaq and the issue going on? And
I think we should have a common law in the country. It's a secular country. Okay. Thank you, guys.
One more question, sir. Do you have advised any women politician for your book? And who is a woman, fair woman politician?
I haven't actually. There are a lot of great women politicians. In Chennai, the women politicians running the state. A lot of inspiring politicians.
Do you have an opinion on her? She's now
I hope she gets well soon. I wish her a speedy recovery.
Thank you, sir.